Hello. On camera. Hello. And welcome to the stream. I'm not Mad Cat. Mad Cat is over there. But yes, it's Art Wednesday, so you get the plushy avatar because camera's pointing downwards. And very bright light, actually. Very bright. Guess it's sun. Yeah. But yes, it's Art Wednesday. I'm absolutely shattered. So I'm going to try and do the 2-hour stream if I can, but I am zonked. Had my jab on Monday, didn't sleep at all Monday night because of side effects. Slept throughout Tuesday, didn't sleep last night because I slept all Tuesday, and now I am utterly shattered. But I'm going to try and do the 2 hours, and then I can just go to bed and collapse. So that'll be my plan. So yes, as to what I'm going to draw, not a clue. I did have an idea for another the pin-up girl style image. Might have a go at that. Might also try drawing some old anime characters just for a bit of practice and drawing the older stuff. But you know, if you have suggestions or you want to see me draw something, you know, by all means feel free to pop them up into chat. I'm more than happy to give it a go. So I do also have to go back to this because I notice I've had people follow. So if I click this again, ba-ding, I have Photoshy to thank you for the follow. Thank you very much. Welcome to the streams. So thank you very much for the follow there. Yeah, my voice is really awful today. Anyway, I shall trundle off. Let the drawing commence. Light, bright light. Might actually turn that down a bit. It might be a bit too bright. I'm not sure. Hang on. Whoa. No, come on. Where's that's bright? That's why it's not doing it. We'll see how it goes. If it doesn't show up what I'm drawing, I might just grab a pen and stuff it. We're just going to draw straight in pen and see how bad it is. Right. So, I'll say yes. Excuse me for brain just being a complete fart today. It's been a hell of a day to try and get through work, and now I'm just like I'm so tired. So yeah, I had an idea at work, and me being the guy I am, I left the idea in work. So I'm gonna see if I can re-sketch the idea. So I know it had to do with like a giant hammer, sledgehammer-esque thing. And I was going to have sort of hand on it resting, and then the other hand actually holding a cap. So and then they had the body at an angle. I can't remember how I wanted the legs. I think I had that leg straight down, and then that leg was more bent. I don't know if you can actually see any. Is that coming out too? Let's try lowering. Does that help? I don't think it does it? Balls. I need to draw darker. You know what? I'm sketching. Let's grab a pen. Let's do this in pen. Let's be crazy. Crazier, yes. Ooh, let's use the brush one because I don't normally use that one, so it's going to have definite ink in there. Alright, so I'll have do that to there. Oop, add another one. Oh, so there has raided me with a Part 3. Wah! Raiders! Hello and welcome to the stream. Thanks for popping by. How is everyone on this somewhat sunny-ish evening? Come to raid. Yay! Hi Seba. I see you hanging out as well. And thank you very much for the follow there. The Dupustain? Words. My brain is not with it today. And hello, welcome to the stream. So, just as for you popping in, I have zero idea what I'm going to be doing today, so I'm just sketching random things that came into my head at work. Gonna sketch it in pen because I just realised that the pencil is not showing up at all, so we shall sketch in pen and work from there. So I'm thinking of doing some more 40s pin-up style stuff, just because I started doing some of that, so I thought I might as well carry on with it. It seemed to go down well with the last one, so we shall try again and see what I can do. It's just I had no clue what I was doing, which isn't, that much different to my normal. Leg to come down here. Comes down. Oh, no, that leg needs too high, isn't it? Yeah, it is. That's... so I did a Metal Gear stream and provided conscious, a stress rating. Yay! How'd the stream go? It seemed to run into only one problems with the controls. If it's like the original Metal Gear Solid, I remember playing a demo for it and I sucked at the controls because I couldn't, as a kid, I couldn't figure out up goes up and left goes left, and I was so used to games where up was always forward and left and right did your turning, and it really confused me. I really should try picking it back up again. Now I'm used to games which do things like that, but I remember the first try I was like, oh, I can't get on with this, so I didn't as such. But hey, it's half the fun of playing games. You don't have to be great at them, you just have to have fun. Yes, I would need to be longer. The only trouble with drawing in pen is, very sketchy and messy and all sorts. And then it's like, I just draw massive lines, and it's now impossible for anyone to see what's going on apart from my weird kooky eyes as I'm doing this. But I can at least then go over this afterwards. Well, that hammer would have to come down because the ground level is going to be about here-ish. So, a couple ways I could deal with that is I can either really bend the back, so it would be more up there-ish. That's a hell of a bent back, or I just simply have it so that the arms go down to right here, because I don't really want to have the hammer stupidly long kind of thing. So if we have the top of it there, do that, and then I can keep that on there so it isn't resting on it, because that's not too bad, so just keep that on there. So it was fun, giving me a nostalgia kick. They're trying to do certain sections very interesting. Greetings and yes, hello Carol, thanks for popping by. Welcome again to the stream. So we'll try and do for the full 2 hours, but I'll just see how we go, because yeah, just shattered. I really should look up more 40s hairstyles. That's not too bad. So it's one of the Genome Project was such a failure. They arm themselves with families. Yeah, don't let Gun Jesus catch you saying that. He loves the damn things. Yeah, it's. I'm not going to try and push too hard, but I do need to try and keep up because I missed my last stream for Nier, and I feel like I need to do something to make up for that. But yeah, I'm not going to go crazy. Going to. Actually, I need to get my light board out, don't I? That would help. Because I wasn't thinking I was going to need it, so I left it in the drawer. Come here, you. Oh. This is where I get to make everything go really crazy with the camera settings, because it's now going to have to deal with. Oh, wrong way. The light board. The camera's going to go. Which way do you go in? That way. Huzzah! If you want any suggestions for characters to do in the pin-up style, there's always small with a brick control. Yeah, it's going to make someone acquaint them. Yay! Good old Twitch. I mean, it's a kind of slideshow, right? It might get a bit bright for you, so just quickly turn my light box on. I should make a start of this. The opposite of a heavy box. Yeah, sorry, it took me a moment to get that one. Brain is not 100% at the moment, like, opposite of it. Oh, like, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, thank you. Let's say it was an idea how it work, but I get like half-hour lunch break, and that's my sketch time. So I had to quickly sketch something at work, and then being the I left the sketch there. I do quickly go over here. I'll show you the last one I did, because I'm still going to finish the background for this, but I'm going to do the background digitally and then combine the two. So the last pin-up girl that I did, let's turn that off a second whilst to do this, was this one. I'll have to hold it so it gets flat. I can't fit it on. That's the bottom there. So that was the last pin-up girl that I did, so I'm aiming for something similar to this, if I can. I was sort of thinking maybe turn the hammer into like one of the giant wrenches or giant spanners that you get on tanks and have it as a tanker girl. Because then, you know, there's always doing Yukari. Alright, it's going to get weird again as I turn the light back on. There we go. But yeah, it was just a random thought whilst I was at work. I was like, yeah, I could do with someone with resting on a hammer. Well, this is what it started off like. As much as I hated being on the phones, it did have the advantages of, whilst waiting for calls, I could just sit there and draw. And, you know, they would never complain about me doing that, because as long as I answered the phone when it rang, they couldn't give two hoots. Alright. So for this part, you're probably not going to see much, because I'm just lightly penciling the lines, so I have a rough idea. I can start applying where bits go. And hands. How to draw hands. I hate hands. I'm actually going to have a cat. But yeah, there is always the idea of Small with her brick that she's going to make someone, or acquaint someone's facial features with. The other idea that I had at work, which I never had a chance to draw, was I wanted to get into sketching some older characters, as in older genres and stuff like that, rather than just elderly people. So I started looking for images of Natsuki's House of Horror from Hyper Police, which probably shows me age a bit. Because like, I could do it, going back to what I like drawing, which is cat girls. And it's like, I need to think of a cat girl to draw. Oh wait, yeah, Natsuki. It's either her or there's Aisha Clan from Outlaw Store. It's probably one that more people wouldn't have heard of, at least. So that actually would be on a more of a slant, so that would be down there for that leg to come down there. So it's but yeah, I was in someone else's art stream the other day just because I was browsing for stuff to watch, and they were asking how do you draw people. I'm like, I honestly couldn't tell you how to draw people. I could tell you how I draw people, but it's not the best because you start with an idea, work on it, and then give it a day, come back, look at it, and go, yeah, that's not right. But it's one of these things with art is that there's certain things that you will find you're good at, and they just click straight away. You don't have to worry about learning bits. Lots of tubes. People are a series of tubes. Yes, I basically said people were just a series of ovals bunched together. But it's like this person I was watching did a lot of flowers and things like that, and I'm like, I couldn't draw a flower. I mean, I could draw a flower, but it wouldn't be anything detailed, and they all look the bloody same to me. Let's have a good look. Tank wrench, wenches. No, I'm not making her a wench. To be fair, the elf in question deserves it. Yes, yes. There's also Miro from Visions of Escaflowne. I've never seen Escaflowne. I probably should. Let's have a look at that character whilst I've got a Google in front of me. Good, Google knows what I'm searching for. I like that. No. Nope. Ah. Okay. I see what you mean. Yeah, I'd never come across her before. I now get the feeling I need to go watch Escaflowne for some reason. Fantasy Mega Series with dragons and magic and sci-fi business. Yes. And Catgirl characters. Yeah, I'll roll with that. I'll roll with that. Right, so let's turn that off a second. But yeah, so this stream might just end up with me just doing a lot of random things rather than sticking with one set thing. Who knows? We'll find out. So shoulders, there's a neck we come into about there. So now I've got a rough shape, I can start fleshing it out a bit more with the pencil. And the best thing about that is I can get rid of the lines I don't want afterwards, which is a bonus for you guys, because then you can actually see what I'm doing rather than me just... It's one of those things, because I'm drawing it, I can see the differences in all the lines, but then people who are watching they'll just see a mess of lines and it won't make any sense to anyone. So at least going over it in pencil, I can sort out the mess of lines. Go gadget brain. So you'd have shoulder to there, add a whole bunch up. That would go there. Almost give her elbows like me, which is really sharp and pointy. probably not the best. We meet at least 3 total across the series. Ooh. More than one talking cat girl. I'm very easily sold on series. All you have to do is ask my friends about how they sold me on Outlaw Star. It was probably about a 30-second clip, and all it is the scene where Asha Clankan turns around and her ears pop up and they make the squeaky noise as they do so, and I was like, I'm sold. And we went to an anime store in Leeds, I think it was, and I bought the series straight away. And that's all I'd ever seen of Outlaw Star, was just this character turn around and her ears go, I was like, I'm sold, I'm getting it. Didn't regret it. My brain's went to Castlevania, so both fun. Go gadget printing. What is a man? Nothing but a mess of lines, but don't have at you. And yes, I'll get you next time, gadget. Wait, I need it. I don't have a plushie cat, so Leo Machello would do. I'll get you next time, gadget. Yeah, I mean, that was the other thing. That my friends were basically like, you'd like Outlaw Star, it's a good series. So it wasn't, in effect, just the bit with Asha, but that was the major selling point to me. Oh, to be fair, I have seen some shows which have catgirls in which were atrocious because the storyline was awful. They basically created it as I can't remember what the actual show was now, but I just know it was essentially just fan service taken a bit too far, and then they threw catgirls into the mix. And I watched the first episode and I was like, this is awful. You know, you can have fan servicey shows, sure, but this was going one step beyond, and I was like, nah, it's not for me. You got to have some kind of plot to the thing. Why am I searching for Yukari on Google? I have a drive full of Yukari images. I just need to remember how to draw her floof, that's all. So yeah, thinking of the Tank Girl, Yukari from Girls and Panzer. If you've not actually... no, we're in Cat Planet Cute. Cat Girl Planet? I was thinking Cat Planet Cuties. It wasn't that one. All I remember, I think it had a cat girl and a dog girl as the main characters. The dog girl was a blonde, if I remember rightly. They were very busty, and it was just awful. As I say, I don't remember much of it. I don't even bother remembering the name, because I was just like, I'm not even gonna go there with that one. So yeah, it was just awful. Cat Planet Cuties I actually found kind of entertaining. There's a bit of mindless fun. Sure, it's not the best, but you know, it wasn't this awful trash that was the other one. Cat Girl on the series is full of guns. Don't know. As I said, I only saw one episode. I didn't bother looking into anything further than that. I just know it was less fan servicey, probably more ecchi. It was like really pushing the boundaries for, you know, what you can put on TV, especially at that time. I remember. It's the kind of thing that gave Queen's Blade almost a run for its money, as such. But yeah, Cat Planet Cuties was just mindless fluff in my mind. It wasn't anything serious, but it didn't try to be. And I could sit down and watch that one, no problem. No, yeah, it definitely wasn't Dog Days. I don't know if anything might give the impression that I like the series. You know, certain character that was voiced by one of my favorite VAs. Alright, so no worries. Thanks for popping by anyway. Enjoy your food. I might as well get mine afterwards. I always do this. I always think, oh, I'll get food before I start streaming, and then completely forget to get food. And then I start streaming, and I'm like, yeah, everyone's going off to get food. I should have done that first. One of these days I'll learn. One of these days. But today is not that day. So... I have a rough idea of Yukari's hair. I want to make sure I get it, because it's very... I've actually done more rose hip hair there, I think. Accidentally. Because Yukari's hair comes from the top, so it goes out and then curves back in at the bottom. Whereas this one looks, just looking at it like that, it's very much, you know, rose hip. Which isn't a bad thing. Rose hip is fine too. But not if you're trying to draw Yukari. So if it was going to be Yukari, I would need, let's just flash some basics for the hair. So her, here we go. I always get to say this at least once in my art streams. Her hair, I have to enunciate it like mad, does frame her face, so I need to try and capture that. It's more, yeah. So I don't know if how well it's shown up on there, but I've done. If you know rose hip style, where it sort of comes down and then at the bottom it almost like a bell shape. If you, well, I'm doing that and you can't just almost like a bell shape. I've got to remember that the camera's up there, so me doing it as I would normally explain to people in front of me doesn't work. So what I'd need to do is have it so that, because Yukari's comes out a bit more and then curves in and sort of fluffs in at the bottom. It's like, I'm useless at describing hairstyles. But all of her hair is, it bulges out if you were almost like a midline, and then it's all the ends are closer and almost pointing inwards, whereas rose hip's the opposite. Hair is water physics, but worse. Yeah, it's not so bad with anime drawings and stuff like that, because you can get away with simplifying it a lot. But it is a nightmare if you're trying to, especially if you're trying to do like a copyrighted character and you're trying to do fan art and you're trying to think, oh, I'll have a look and see what other people do, and everyone draws it slightly different. You know, so it's the reason why I go for a lot of the official art, and then the official art changes depending on. I mean, I've got one here, and it's two front-on images of Yukari, and her hair is different in both, and I'm like, thanks for that. Still, nothing is as bad as the first strike, which is OVA, with Miyafuji's peanut hair. Which, if you haven't seen that, essentially Miyafuji, they did her hair, and then she had hair that essentially came out almost pointed at either side. And at the time, I didn't really think it was that bad. And then when they finally did the actual series, and I went back and watched the OVA, I was like, oh my god, she's got peanut hair. It's hilariously bad. And depending on your point of view, the OVAs, either a travesty or actually sensible, because they wear skirts. And if you've never heard or seen Shrek Witches, you'd be like, wait, what do you mean they wear skirts? What do they wear normally? Yeah, they don't. I always find it fun explaining to people about Shrek Witches, and then they're like, oh, okay, so they don't really wear much. I'm like, no, I said, but it made cosplaying them easier, and they just look at me like, you didn't dress up like that. I'm like, well, of course I did. I have a rather dubious honour attached to all that, thank you very much. So, if you've ever heard of a website known as Sankaku Complex, they usually hide less safe work images behind a mature content filter. And I have the rather dubious distinction of having a ultra mature content filter, the only ultra mature content filter as far as I'm aware on the site, which has a photograph of me like half-arsing a cosplay of Miyafuji. Do not allow Miyafuji to examine you naked. She's not a licensed physician. True, true. Evening, Jay. Thanks for popping by. Sanya's on the list of cosplays to do. Yes, I mean, you might want to get in touch with Tsubasa, see if he still has the headset. Because he did the headset for Sanya, which lit up. Because you had to walk in on the Sankaku tag. Yes, it's, as I said, it's, it's me. What'd you expect? But yeah, I'm not sure if Tsubasa still has the glow-up headset, but it's worth asking. I actually enjoyed doing Princess, and she was actually one of the more well-dressed of the characters, as in she actually wore stuff. But then turning up to the charity auction as Lucchini was just equally hilarious. Having people give me money to keep bidding in the auction, because every time I bid, I raised my hand and it lifted the top I was wearing up so that the strapped underwear showed. And the guy doing the auction would turn around and see this guy standing there in a Shima Pan underwear and be like, "Oh my god, no!" So people were just giving me money to continue bidding. Have I got any cosplay plans for the future? Not entirely, no. I had a lot of plans before things kind of went south back in November. I haven't thought on much since. I want to try and get back to some form of normality and get stuff sorted, and then I'll start looking at cosplay again. I might pull out some of the old ones that I've got here, just because I've like worn them once, and I'm like, I really should do that again. But it's generally, if it's something that I can get away with scarring people in, then I'll do it, because it's hilarious. At a convention site where I know people, it's funny enough to get away with it. Ooh, awesome. Yes, I've made at some point. I'll have to look into that. Because I also need to learn how to sew for other bits as well. I mean, what I generally do when I go to conventions now is I'll take my Japari Ranger load out, because it's somewhat anime themed, but it means I can just quickly chuck it on, and I have a bucket load of pouches for doing gopher work. So that was the main reason I've started wearing all that. You can teach me, yay! I mean, I've practiced sewing before, but my sewing is beginner at basic, and I do tend to do a lot of the blood sacrificing, as in, trying to shove it through, especially sewing webbing. And I'm like sewing it through, and I'm like, nope, that's me just stabbing myself with a needle again. Oh well, chalk it up to how many times I've done that. Well, apparently there's another way of doing it, so you don't get blood all over everything. Let's have a look. So, this is basically everyone from Final Fantasy 9, but also Yo Asahara from Shaman King. Oh, that's another show I wanted to watch. Bit of surprise cosplay from Final Fantasy 6. Really gets my teeth into making this one can be a big, big build. I'm going to guess armor at some point with all that then. And yeah, I don't know who I want Scar for life, but it's my way of meeting people. But yeah, the blood sacrifice is essential. At least it works for models, so why doesn't it work for someone? I mean, I've sewn a set of cat ears, a tail, and I used a sewing machine for those. I was very proud of that. I managed to do that. But yeah, a lot of it is just me sticking a thread in, tying up 2 bits and looping it around. So very, very basic, but it works, so I don't worry too much. Because I was mostly adding a lot of Velcro onto some of my airsoft gear, and I'm just like, I don't care how it looks, it just has to hold. I'm a grouchy old anime later now. I'm a grouchy old anime man. I don't see myself as old. I feel it sometimes, but I don't see myself as old. But yeah, I can be grouchy about wanting to watch some of the old stuff. And I could say armor. Oh, okay. It's either going to be armor, or you're going to be going in and making like a giant chocobo that's going to strap to you, and you look like those people who have like the turkey riding costumes and they have the little legs folded over the side and walking. I would thought they'd be fun to have. Although I've been more tempted to have like a dinosaur for that. Just ride in on a velociraptor. Some people have parties to meet new people. Might just show Shrimpan scars them for life. Yeah, yeah. Or even if I don't show off Shrimpan, I basically cosplay their favorite character inadvertently in one case. And then they're like, oh, a Fate cosplayer. And I turn around and they just go, oh, it's you. And I'm just like, that's the reaction I go for. Magitech armor. Ooh. That does sound interesting. There's been a few that I've wanted to build with armor, and I never touched because I had no idea how I was going to build armor. And one that I wanted to do, which shocked some people because it was actually a male, was Garrus from Herpeter Brain Gone. It just literally, I was about to say the name of it, and the brain just went, nope. Help. Mass Effect, that's it. Come on, brain, you can catch up. Yeah, Mass Effect. I could picture everything on it, and just as about to say the name, my brain was like, yeah, I'm going to switch off now. I'm like, oh, thanks for that. I really, yeah. And yeah, still got to do Sailor Freddie Mercury. There is that one as well. I have to do that when I know my friend from up north is going to be at a convention, because she's a big Sailor Moon fan. Very big Sailor Moon fan. And yeah, I can imagine her having a bit of a... She'd enjoy it. But she'd have a giggle fit with me as Sailor Freddie Mercury. And it's like one of these things, it's like, I know it's been done, you know, people have done it before and whatnot, but I haven't done it yet. And it means I get to keep the tash, even if I have to get rid of the chin fluff. Remember those bunny pics you did with Tsubasa? Bunny pics. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, now I remember. Those bunny pics. Yeah, Tsubasa wasn't impressed with that. So yeah, if you don't know, we went to the States a few years ago, and Tsubasa had a bunny girl costume, because he was hoping for his girlfriend to dress up in it. And he made the mistake of, letting me know that he had that, and I knew where it was, and I put it on. I then came in and sat on his lap. He was not impressed. He also wasn't impressed with the fact that he forgot to actually put a password on his phone, and I changed his phone screen to an image of me lying on a bed, wearing nothing but tighty whities. Good times. He then posted that on Facebook and tagged me in it. So when I got back, I had some rather unusual questions from people at work, because they were like, what the fuck? Because I was like, what the hell are you talking about? I have no idea. And then they showed me the image, and I was like, oh, he posted it on Facebook. Oh. Yeah, fun times. Still not happy with how these connect. Well, it's sketching. Any Freddie Mercury cosplay counts as karate high. Oh, well, yeah, there is that as well. Just turn up as Freddy. Although, thinking about that, did it ever show you the images that we did of the test bed for the miniature railway that me and Sebastian were building? And I had the little 1/12 scale Freddie Mercury riding on the back of a train. If not, prop me on Discord afterwards and I will dig up those pictures because they were just fun. But yeah, Freddie Mercury riding on the back of a miniature railway, miniature train, singing his heart out. And I've done my usual, done the drawing, and I'm like, what clothes is she gonna wear? You know, because I think technically she needs to wear some clothes. I'm gonna have to Google tanker clothes on her. Although I could just go for something similar to their normal. Where's their tanker uniform? I know I have an image here somewhere of it. I've got several, but I'm looking for one which actually lets me see the front. And so many where... Oh, that's a good one. I've got so many images where she's got her arms folded across the front, like, I need to see the lines and how it goes. Alright, so let's just try and... figure out, so she's got... I'm going to tilt the body. I suppose I could go for the cheeky bleaky. Bring it down there. Have a collar there. Collar there. I'm also thinking of heading up to visit some friends in Reading in a bit. Next month, ideally. Mostly because when I was off in November, they sent me a gift, which was bloody awesome. And you see it sometimes in my stream. It's the Guru hoodie that's on the back. And they were saying, we're not getting you this as a cosplay thing. This is just something for you to wear. So I'm actually tempted just to turn up to Reading in a Guru hoodie. Mostly just to see how many people I can meet on the train who'll be like, "You wearing a Guru hoodie?" And I'm like, yes, I am. Shrimp away, boys. And girls. Yeah. Where's Zima and the other versus girl? Huh? Her brain has gone far away. Did I mention Organites? Sorry, I do apologize. My memory is awful at the moment. I am doing a few things that suggest back councils to try and get the memory back, or somewhat where it was before. But it is still very flaky in places, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. Because people say things, and I'm like, did I say that? I can't remember. Did have a chap ask me about Crystal Maze when I was on the train. I thought I was a contestant. I mean, sort of. You have participated in. Maybe not in the full contestant way, but you know, some could say you've done even better than a contestant. Skirts. Fudge. Right, okay. I'm also thinking of changing that leg. Let's give it a go. No, foot's wrong. Is that wonderful part where I'm looking at it and I'm like, nope, don't like that, so I'm going to radically change everything. Zima, animation, Zima, it's still coming down into hard. Alright, okay. And yep, by all means, grill up some food. See, again, people going off to eat, and I'm like, food. Alright, I need to try and sort out this. All the skirts. Supposed to do that for now. And then socks out there. And then boots. That boot's a bit too far forward. Bring that back. And if I'm changing to that, what I can do is just go to Google again and go tank wrench. Now I need an actual tank, not a. Okay. Let's try a tanker. ideally looking for the old war ones, so let's go for that then. That'll be what I'm looking for. Ah, yes, yes. The Sherman tank wrench. That will do for her. You, welcome back. So, let's do it again. Email. What is that? 126. Okay. I really should figure out what kind of cap she's going to have as well. But I've just give her nondescript generic cap. Alright, let's start darkening some of these lines that I'm happy with. Again, make it a bit easier for everyone to see what I'm doing. Yeah, should be okay to stream on Friday for Nier. I'm actually tempted I might do like a double bill because I'm actually day off on Friday. Had to use holiday up at work because the company said we had to book in 8 days before the end of June. So I booked Friday before the bank holiday so that I can have a nice long weekend. So I might do like a double bill to make up for the previous stream that I missed. I feel like she's a collection of Allen keys. Like a really heavy phone jam or something. I wouldn't put it past Yukari to have that, to be honest. Yeah. No, miss. Oh, hey, I've got a potato masher in my pocket. And no, I don't mean one that you'd mash potatoes with. I mean, you could technically mash potatoes with it, but I don't even like the idea of your potatoes being mashed across the room. And I also, sorry, just reminds me of another thing. I remembered this in work. I was like, I've got to try and draw that. But I might do a Dominion Tank Police image playing on one bit from the manga, which my friend had like a screenshot of. And it's my brain can't even remember her name, but the main character, she's Leona, I think it is. But yeah, she's cleaning up the tank Bonaparte, and she's like singing happily to a song where it's T is for tank, and T is for terror, and K is the K in killing in error. And to me, that just sums up Tank Police in a nutshell. I'm like, I really should do something with that. I'm wondering if I've made a torch or too long, haven't I? Monkeys, yes, I have. So I'd have to move everything in to be about there. Because I've made that far too long. Monkeys. Still, it's only a scrap bit of paper. So I do it to there. I think that'd look better. of, yeah. 4, Snow more really shows some mentality, carries everything she needs for a given situation, from entrenching to the thermos full of hot chocolate, yeah. And yeah, Leon, I actually remembered. Woohoo. Yeah, I said, it's one of these things, I've seen the anime, but I've not read the manga, and I really should try and get round to getting it. But yeah, it was just this one strip that my friend had, and I looked at it, and I was like, that's just Tank Police in a nutshell, in one image. And for some reason I see Yukari as being somewhat similar, but she wouldn't be much of the killing and error kind. Right, okay. Let's try then and put her face on here. And then I can worry about doing all the stuff like... Alright, give me an official image so I can get her eyes right. I do believe they do curve down a bit, but let me just find an official image. So... she has got, oddly enough, very droopy eyes. But it's offset by the energy that's put into the facial expression. A lot of the time I find characters with droopy eyes are very... I don't want to do much. I've got a pain in all the diodes down my left side. But no. Yukari has droopy eyes and she's mad as a box of hers. Mind you, she's as mad as Schrodinger's cat. When you open the box, the damn thing's going to claw the life out of you. Nobody thinks of that when they do that with Schrodinger's cat. It's like, it doesn't matter whether the cat's dead or alive. You open that box, that thing is going to claw the living daylights out of you. Am I thinking too much about things like that? Probably. I have both manga, the Ultimate Universe, Tarame. Oh yeah, I knew they had a word for it. Tarame eyes, as opposed to more tsundere, Surime eyes. But yeah, probably is because she's a bit momoe. And see the difference with the Hiragi twins. Yes. I will admit I am more of, I like the narrower, what were they called again? Surime? Surime? The more tsundere looking eyes. I sort of tried aiming for that with Loyu, even though she's not technically a tsundere. It's just I liked the look of it. She didn't have the droopy eyes. I also had to try and give her more cat-like, so they're actually somewhat slanted. But yeah, it's I've always preferred the Surumi eyes. She's probably why I kind of like the Kagami more than the other one. Tsukasa, you put it there. Woohoo! But yeah, it's just one of those things. I like those kind of eyes. Odd little thing. But then again, you know, you've got Yukari here with, again, technically droopy eyes, but it's not her character to be what I would see as like the typical droopy-eyed character. I might just be talking out my ass here. It could very well be possible. I tend to do this when I get really tired. So, apologies if I'm making no sense to anyone whatsoever. Should I have her winking or not? Let's try without to start with. Yeah, some works. Style in anime manga drawing edge with the droop side at the corners, typically a more characterities, sympathy magnet puppy dog eyes. It generates a kind of quiet, sad, fragile, otherwise soft person, which I wouldn't really classify Yukari as. I mean, maybe to start with, Yukari's quiet, but I suppose it's how, because she's such a great spy, everyone thinks she's this quiet, lonely person, and then, no, it's Master Spy Yukari. No one ever suspects her. Yeah, messed up my eye. Right. Yeah, it's got that red line in. The collarbones. She's a kind of person though, and that she's trilogy, so yeah. I guess she does fit in, it's just, I sort of think quiet, sad, fragile. Nah. And I suppose, yeah, looking at the Surumi thing, the strong will, arrogance or pride, that kind of does fit, like, or action girls as well. Yeah, that fits a lot here then. That's it, I just like the look of it. Right, okay. Do I try and sketch this on here, or do I get a new bit and sketch it on a new bit? I might have to do it on a new bit. That'll actually give me a chance to draw the torso, and then move the legs and see how they go. Because, yeah, annoyingly, that is just too long of a torso I've done, which is... right on there. Paper. Come back here, paper. Where are you? Hundreds of paper. Yeah, if you ever see like cheap printed paper, especially if it's on sale, grab a pack. It's always useful for sketching, because then if you cock it up, you're not losing it. Camera's going to go funky. Alright, so let's just... try and give a fairly wide head. Just want to quickly pop the body in. Right. Yes, yes. Quick check. Did I get the hand the right way around? Do I want to have tacker hands? Which, for anyone that doesn't know what they are, Tony Tacker does a lot of illustrations for various things. But one of the most common things that he used to get wrong a lot, not quite sure about now, but definitely in some of the early works, were getting the hands mixed up. And feet. Having them on the wrong side, as such. Yeah, I did that the wrong way around as well, actually, looking at it. I need it to be more that way. Ignores that. Fix it in post. Right, so let's take that base and try. Actually, I was thinking of having the back bit there. So if I take that and go with... I know it's probably not practical for the character, but I like that you can give it some chunky legs. Right, okay, let's turn that off again. Don't forget before me when your car didn't have any friends because of her obsession with tanks. Erica is much more in the Serena camp. Yeah. And how many people watching Girls on Panzer when they saw Yukari didn't have many friends because she liked tanks would be like, but I'd be your friend. Yeah, that's definitely a lot better. With the shorter torso. Okay, okay. Yeah, I'll go with that. Oh. Right. Light's gonna go funky again. stuff is the spirit. And yes, yes. Yeah, I still remember my brother used to get Commando comics. And there were little booklets I used to get. And also the annuals when they came out. And I used to love reading them afterwards and seeing stuff. I remember in some of the annuals they had this thing where they were showcasing various tanks, and it was the first time I'd ever known that there was a tank called a Valentine, which I always thought was a bit weird for a tank name. And then I found out about the Matilda too. And it was the first time I ever saw a picture of one. I was like, reading up on it and looking at it, I was like, I like those. And actually getting to go to the tank museum and see one there was fantastic. Because all the pictures made it look really small, and you get them, you're like, it's small comparatively, but it's still a fairly big beastie. I mean, it's not a tog, but you know. Still need to go to Bollingdon. I've been around the tanks at the Imperial War Museum in Duxford, which also has my favourite post-World War II military aircraft. Oh, which one will be that then? Because I remember going to Duxford when my friend from Japan came over. That was a good wander around. We were lucky that when we got there they were flying Spitfires. That was like a whole thing going on. So yeah, we were treated to several flight passes and whatnot with Spitfires. You know, hearing those Merlin engines is certainly something. I'm just going to turn that off again. That's what that plane is. I know when I went there, they had a post-World War II jet aircraft. Never made it into production, but it did feature in an anime. And I was like, ooh, there it is. I'm going to say Vulcan, if it's huge. It's either the Vulcan or the Buff. Because I know we went to the American hangar, and you just walk in and you're face to face with the Buff, the B-50 American bomber. The big ugly flying, yes. It also comes in other names as well. B-52, yeah. Yeah, if it was going to be large, it was either going to be the Vulcan or the B-52. I always like the Vulcans. I think they have that nice charm to them. It's just, yeah, you can't deny that the B-52 is certainly an impressive machine to still be flying nowadays. Another aircraft from that era as well that I like was the Phantom. I've never seen a Vulcan fly myself, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, I can imagine they've got a wee bit of a roar to them. Hmm. Yeah, I would have thought the engines would have been more louder than the air being drawn in, but the more you know. But yeah, it's definitely the B-52 is definitely an impressive beastie. And yeah, so the first time I went to Duxford, we went into the American section, and yeah, it's just you're face to face with the damn thing. It's like that is huge, and huge doesn't really cover it. It is a big plane. And I suppose it's also the fact they've not been able to basically create anything to replace it either. Yeah, I think that was the whole plan, was they had to build the hangar around it. It's not we've got a hangar for this airplane. It's we've got, we're going to have to literally build the place to fit it in. Yeah, it's looking a lot better. And first we need so for good glitching with them. Hope it does a job with a plot. With the Ava. Actually thinking about the Atomic Web stuff, there was a as a YouTuber that I'm following did a documentary on the like Hiroshima bombings and such, and the reasons why it was done with the Super Fortress and not a Lancaster, despite the fact that the Lancaster could technically take the bomb off the bat. And it wasn't just the simple fact that the Americans wanted an American plane to do the job. It was also the fact that, yes, the Lancaster could carry that without having modifications, but it didn't have the speed at the altitude as well, so it would be a lot closer to the blast. It was an interesting thing to watch. And I must admit, I'd feel weird if it was a Lancaster that actually dropped such a destructive device. It just wouldn't feel right. And I know they dropped the Grand Slams and things like that, but this was a whole new scale. I don't know, it just wouldn't feel right. Well, let's face it, it's not right to drop fucking bombs on people anyway, but not much you can do about history. Apart from, not repeat it. Alright. I think that'll do for now, because I'm starting to get a bit shattered. So, I'll probably call it there before I push myself too far, because I still got to try and get something to eat before I go to bed. But I figure that's not a bad turn for, what, an hour and a half? So, have I nudged my camera, or is it? No, it's just me. So yeah, going from rough sketch, workout, and then neatening it up a bit, I think it went rather well. Oh, it's something I can work on later on. I said I'm off on Friday, so I might have a bit of a go at it then. I'll pop notes in the Discord channels if I'm going to do my near stream and double it up. I'll see how I go with things like that. I'm not going to say yeah or nay, but I'm definitely doing the near stream this Friday. So that would be at 7 PM GMT, unless I decide to do it any earlier, in which case, as I said, I'll drop it all into the Discords and let people know. And then next I will be streaming on Saturday. No idea if we're going to just keep going with Payday for a bit, seeing as that seems to be the thing, or whether we'll do something different, but it will be the co-op stream on Saturday. And yeah, then again next streaming at 7 on Wednesday after that. So, I do hope you all had some entertainment. I thank you all for coming and watching. Again, thank you for everyone for following. And whoever you are, wherever you are, whenever you are, I do hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, and I shall catch you all on the next stream. Toodles!